you don't really know bizarre until you've stepped foot in Bolivia. I'm Andrew Zimmern, and this is Bizarre Foods. I'm a chef, writer, and culinary explorer who understands that what's common cuisine in one country can be an exotic edible in another. I believe that sharing food is the best way to experience other cultures. So I travel the world, sampling one tasty morsel at a time. If you're drawn to remote, mysterious, and aboriginal places, then Bolivia is for you. It may be one of the poorest countries in South America, but it offers a wealth of bold landscapes, historical sites, and cultural experiences. While this landlocked nation has been attracting renegades for centuries, more than 50% of Bolivians are native to the country, maintaining traditional values and beliefs. Life in Bolivia is as unpredictable as the weather and as colorful as the terrain. Bolivia is a land of superlatives. It's South America's highest and most isolated country. But it's also got an abundance of natural resources. This is the land of the potato and quinoa, one of the world's great superfoods. The food here in Bolivia isn't very complicated at all, like the indigenous people who live here. In fact, life in Bolivia is pretty simple. I'm excited to explore the city of La Paz with a sampling of the vibrant local cuisine. Then a short climb to the highlands for a stompin' good time, followed by a trip to a barrio for one unusual wrestling match. A flight to Santa Cruz for an authentic backyard meal is on my itinerary, and then off to beautiful Lake Titicaca for an Andean picnic. Bolivia is a developing country with an undercurrent of mystery and deeply ingrained family values. References to ancient history can be found throughout the countryside. Drive a few miles outside of the city of La Paz and life is as it has been for centuries. Many here are farmers who rely on each other for their food. One of the resources on the outskirts of La Paz is the Batallas Market, a bustling animal market that opens up just before dawn. So here's what happens. Local farmers that own sheep or pigs or chicken or cows on the other side of the soccer field come down from their farms in the hills and auction off their animals every morning. Many of the animals brought here go directly to restaurants in La Paz. This century-old building houses La Casa de los Paseños. The chef is known for her fresh spin on Bolivian viejo cocina, especially her spicy soups and sauces. First, I'm trying the chef's specialty, lamb kidneys.
Kidneys are just about the gamiest I've ever tried. Wow. Those could have used a good soaking in milk before they were cooked. Talk about barnyard. Maybe some fresh tripe to help kill that taste. As earthy and off-putting as some of the kidney was, wow. This tripe is as clean as any that I've ever tasted. If you blindfolded someone and fed this to them, they might even tell you it's coleslaw. That's how benign tasting it is. That's extraordinary.
If you've been holding your breath thinking that was the strangest entree, don't exhale yet. This is chanfaina, arguably Bolivia's most unusual traditional dish.
You've got the veins, you've got the lungs, you've got the heart, you've got the liver, you've got the kidneys, you've probably got some skin in there. It's got a lot of spices and onions, cumin, a little bit of turmeric that gives it that yellow color, and it basically smells like the inside of a butcher shop where the electricity has been off for 3 or 4 days and the windows have all been closed. Well, this is without a doubt one of the best tasting versions of this dish that I've had anywhere in the world. This is livery, it's irony, it's intense, The onions and spices are perfect. The dominant flavor is of the liver, which I absolutely adore. God, this is delicious.
When traveling to a city for the first time, I like to always try a couple of different restaurants. One place I'm anxious to check out is called Pronto, an artsy, audacious restaurant in the heart of blue-collar Bolivia.
My chef friends back home told me that when I got to La Paz, I had to check out Pronto Delicatessen. The chef here, Raul Urquizo, specializes in Novo Andino style cuisine, which blends traditional ingredients with modern European Western sensibilities. Wow, this looks amazing. What meat is that over there?
This is a llama.
Oh.
Llama.
This is one of the only places in the world where you'll find llama on the menu. It's considered a healthy meat to eat.
Cholesterol, nothing.
Very low, very good for you?
Yeah. This is a carpaccio de ispi. Ispi is a fish of the lake, Titicaca Lake.
Yeah, I have a tip for you. You might want to make a carpaccio with a bigger fish.
Pequeño.
Chef Raul believes in imaginative, unusual, and provocative presentations. He's selected two of his best-known dishes for me to try: the sautéed llama brains and tongue with garlic sauce, and the ispi carpaccio.
Oh, fish carpaccio, universally one of my favorite foods. Fresh lime, capers, these little baby tomatoes. And believe it or not, the cheese actually really works with this. The fish is really, really firm. I'm kind of shocked that such a teeny fish has such a firm fillet. Wow.
Next, llama brains and tongue with garlic sauce.
Llama tongue, a little chewy, not gamey at all. Super fresh tasting.
And as for the cabeza,
just like any other good brain, creamy, a little tinny, absolutely delicious. I'll tell you, you could put the garlic sauce that this guy makes on an old sneaker and it would be fantastic.
Pronto's devotion to the Spanish artist Salvador Dali is having an effect on me.
If I'm in a restaurant that's decorated in a surrealist theme that bills itself as a delicatessen and I'm eating llama, does that make me the Dalai Lama? It's interesting. Think about that one.
This is modish and daring dining. If you make it to Bolivia, the food at Pronto is worth the trip. One of the great food traditions in La Paz is the practice of eating that first meal of the day on the street. And one of the most well-known items is the salteña. They're inexpensive at about $1 a piece and come stuffed with a stew of chicken, beef, onions, and Bolivia's beloved potatoes. The salteña is actually a type of empanada and looks a lot like a pizza pocket.
It's the best way to start your morning. They're a little soupy in there, but the potatoes soak up a lot of that juice as they stay warming in the stand after they've come out of the oven. The inside is salty and savory. The outside sweet. Great contrast. All fabulous food in the world is made up of contrast. Crispy, soft, salty, sweet, hot, cold. Lean over when you eat it. This lady is hawking her wares right outside of the bakery where these goodies have all been made. Different breads and turnovers, empanadas, sweets and savories. Don't you want one of those?